Well, it hasn't started yet, Artie.
It hasn't.
No, it's not coming up on YouTube. Oh, wait, here it comes. Yet, Artie. There we are.
Yeah, it's a bit slow.
No, it's not coming up. We're good now.
Okay, cool. How you doing, Anthony? Thanks for starting the show for me. Yeah, YouTube and not so much YouTube and StreamYard decided, oh, we want you to re-sign in and all this and pain in the butt. Anyway, welcome to everyone that's here. Who I got here? I've got Ron. Hello, Gary. How are you? Heath. Nice to see you here. Thomas. Who else do I'm just flicking through my list here at the moment.
And we have Ethan Armitage here. Hi, Ethan. How are you, young man?
G'day, Ethan. How are you? So, I was a little bit annoyed this morning. I checked out to see if there was any track work or whatnot going on, and the Sydney Rail website turned around and said there's none, but apparently there's no trains running. They're doing urgent works along the line because of all the wet weather and that we've had. They're doing some urgent repairs, so that's understandable to a certain degree, but wish they put something on the website. And anyone from Sydney Rail, if you're watching, fix up your page. It's a pain in the backside. Yeah, that's my thing. Anyway, I decided I'll come down here to Untitled Station to do my live stream. This is my hometown station, and there's significant bit of work going on around here, and I thought I'd share a bit of history here. Untitled, excuse the rev heads in the background. Untitled is one of the most significant railway junctions in this area. Where the trains actually do a shortcut going up the mountain up towards where Creepy used to be. Hello, Jeff. Who else did I just see come in? Grandpa Rails. Yeah.
And Grandpa
Jeff,
Rails.
Grandpa Rails.
Yeah. Hang on just a second, Artie. I hate to interrupt you. But first of all, to all of you on that side of the world, happy Easter if you celebrate. To you, Artie, happy Easter to you. Let's get that out of the way. And then,
happy Easter. Thanks.
Do you want to make yourself full screen here so we can really see what you're doing?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good, mate. You're in charge on that. You should be able to put me on full screen, I think.
Put me on full screen.
Oh, how did I do that?
There we go. Now we're good.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Apart from Coniston Station, which is the next one up along the line, I'm actually looking north now towards Sydney. Don't ask me the dates, I forgot about it, when this actual station was put in place. The change that we got going on here now is, I think it's the 5th or the 6th biggest change coming to this station. What they're doing here is they're actually putting lifts. I think you guys call them elevators over in that northern part of the world in America. But they're actually putting lifts that's going from the left side here into the middle, eventually going to go up to the other side as well. So it's a big revamp to this station. When this station was originally put in place, the only sidings that were in here was the left-hand track here and these two tracks, as well as the passing lip on the other side. where the bushes are in the background there used to be cattle pens or livestock pens in the background there, where they used to bring in sheep and cattle. Some were brought in for pasture reasons. And if I pan across over to here, just above these buildings, you can't really see, but up around about here somewhere, there used to be an abattoir. So a lot of livestock used to go in there as well. So anyway, when they decided they're going to do the mountain line, which was in the early 1910 or 1920, the line got changed. And I'm going to go pan to the south. The line, before they done the mountain line, the line actually went further south to a place called Bommondary or Nowra. And that's where we get a lot of our dairy products from. There was a paper mill built later on down the track, but you can imagine it was all to do with fresh produce. And then with the steel mill coming into place down here in the local area, as we've already done the tour, all the trains that end up going south to Melbourne, for example, from Wollongong had to go, or from Port Kembla had to go all the way to Sydney, which is way up north, and take the long trip on the other side of the mountain, which is from here is approximately 40-50 miles away. So they decided to build the line going up the mountain. Now, this isn't the original track plan. I will post the original track plan down the line. So the line that you see now goes up the mountain to the right. That takes you up the mountain up towards where Creepy is. Creepy used to be a place called Mosswell, and it is the steepest grade. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It's the second steepest grade in Australia. It's about what did we work it out to be? Roughly about 3.6, 3.7%. Now they did have banking engines where they used to push the steel trains up the mountain. But the other reason for this line was to bring down products for the steel mill. There was a little iron ore mine up there, but there's also the limestone mines, which is just way over the mountains. It's a fair trip. It takes the train about 5-6 hours to get there and about 5-6 hours to come back. But it was a shortcut. The long way, the trains would have taken, would have been about a 14-hour trip to take the long way around. Now, he only, okay, let me stop and think for a minute. So, that was the first change when they actually done the mountain climb. The track patterns in the background, I can't zoom in very well. I can't zoom in with this. If you guys, some of you guys got Google Earth or whatnot, you put down Untitled, you'll actually see the junction down the south from me is close to the original track plan. Down the far end. Now, this line here is the main south line. Now, it used to go pretty much straight down and up to the crossing. If you see me doing the videotaping of the 59 class at the crossing. That's just up beyond those trees here. And it used to be a straight line. This line here used to be the straight line to take you straight up the mountain. I remember when I was a kid, I'm sitting on a bridge at the moment, but below this bridge, this used to be a railway crossing, which was operated by the station masters and the station staff. Now, also, I'll go back to here, where they dug the deep hole here, there used to be a goods shed as well. Now, when the limestone trains used to come down the mountain, because there was a thing with trackage rights between the plant and the steel mill, the limestone trains, when they used to come down the mountain, they were actually hauled by government engines. Now, the line used to be just at the end of the platform. There used to be a single line, and the junction was a little bit different. But in the distance there, the track's way to the right, there's a yard there, which is a steelworks yard. That's where they used to do the interchange for the steelworks with the what do you call it? G'day, Mel's, how are you? Where they did the swapping of the dropping off the limestone trains. Now, the government engines used to go in there, drop the guards van here or the caboose. Used to run up there, run up into the yard, drop it off. Engines come back here, and then they looped around into Port Kimberley Loco Depot, where we were in one of the walking trails. Now, I'll go to the other side. This is an original building. This is the new building now. I believe they're going to revamp this. This is the second building for it, actually. Now, there is one original building, and we'll have a look at it. Just in the distance there, the shed. That was built in there in the early 70s. And that was for the rail gang that worked on this line and going to the Moss Vale line. Now, okay. I will go down the platform later. Hello, Nissi. How are you? I'll show you guys roughly where the original platform was. G'day, Brad. How are you? The original platform on this side here has been changed. It's been extended. But there was another yard here, another double track siding that went up to roughly where the excavator and that is in the distance. Originally, what they used to be here, they used to do the copper logs, the pine logs, where they used to creosote them. And in time with the environmental changes and that, and because being so close to the river, the creek, which is just down in here, which is Charcoal Creek and Allen's Creek, starts from here. They shut it down. And eventually what it ended up being was, after the creosote plant was removed, they used it as a transfer station. Back in the mid-80s to 90s, there was a lot of gas and oil pipelines coming into place in Central Australia. Hey, Jim, how are you? Glad you can join in. So what they did was, there was a pipe plant where they made the pipes nearby, and they also had, there was an American company called Shaw's where they done the insulation and the protective covering on the pipes, and they were approximately 60 or 70 foot long. And what they did was they used to bring them down with the trucks in here by road, bring up in here and transfer them onto the cars. And then those carriages will go down to South Australia and up to Alice Springs in Northern Territory, and some used to go even further south. Now, eventually that stopped, and what they did was, you see the sign South 32, it's part of the coal mine, which runs a lot of the coal mines in this area. Now, what they started to do there is, that's actually belongs to BHP. And there they done specialised welded products out of plate steel, like bridge girders and whatnot, and they used a big thick steel plate, welded them all up, and created a lot of products. Hey, Norman Rowe, how are you? Glad you can join in. This shed here has been redone. Can't remember. I think that's a new shed. Can't remember if that's a new shed or the old shed. Where the rail gang and the base of the track supervisors and whatnot used to hang out in. So anyway, I'm going to come down to, I'm going to go down on the platform. Oh, before I forget, ran a lot of major stations along the track before CTC and that. We used to have station masters. Now this building here is the old station master's house. I would so love to get a hold of that and rent it out from the government and either live in it or turn it into some sort of a museum, which I reckon it would be pretty neat for this area. Yinda's name was originally Charcoal Creek, which ended up being changed. Actually, we got some huge track work coming up here soon. Just looking at this new switch made out of concrete ties. It looks like one of those new high-speed turnouts, which is going to be coming into place. Be interested to see where that's going to go. We have got new trains coming in our area, and they are going to be a little bit quicker than what we have at the moment. Most of the buildings here are still original from when I was a kid, from the early 70s. Apart from being dressed up and whatnot, like this white building here, that used to be the meatworks. I did before I go down a platform. The town centre's just on the other side of this building here. This is our Telstra phone exchange. Where all our phone and internet gets connected up into here. Where you see that restaurant there, that's been revamped now. But that's where I think it was the third or the fourth original KFC building used to be. Now, I am doing a Kit Bash KFC building that looks very similar to that. The original building actually sits inside that restaurant now. Now, it's a Chinese restaurant. The gas station is still the original spot, even though it's changed its brand. There's a new KFC. Moved to the main street. This spot here has always been a car yard. Oh yeah, it's a magic day. It's a magic day. Now the drift where we were at, that's when I first started this series, it's just up on top here. And Mount Canberra's up over in the distance. Now there is a couple of slides up the mud slides up there from all the rain. Over here you can actually see the original main platform. Yeah, Kentucky Fried Chinese food. Actually, I've got to say, it used to be Kentucky Fried Chicken. The original building is behind the brickwork. Later on, when I start doing that building, I will take some shots of it. Yes, Heath, it's very, very similar. Unless you go up into like our in Chinatown into Sydney, you can get traditional, authentic Chinese food, which is very different to what us Westerners are used to. Yeah, we've had. It's hard to see it, but yeah, we've had many mudslides up the top there. I'm just trying to see. It's hard to tell now. One of the big ones that someone posted on my live stream the other week, you can't see it because of shadow, is just up here in the dark spot there. And that fell down, I think, in 2002 when that one gave way. Up on the northern side, north side of the city, there's a lot of unstable ground. Apparently, at the moment, there's only one road in and out of Wollongong at the moment, which is main highway. Where I do intend to go there, the roads up there are still closed. Banks are still unstable, but being a long weekend, and we've got a lot of terrorists. Sydney terrorists in there. Anyway, go back to my platform. The original platform started from here. It's been bricked in over time up to about roughly about here. Now you can see a iron bar, which used to be a step. There used to be a couple of steps along here, and what that was for was the signalman and the station master used to be able to walk across the tracks up in the freight yard for when they were doing the goods shed, and they were doing a lot of switching here. There was a lot of switching work carried on in the station right up to about, I think about 85 is when they redone this line here. That's when she had a big major change. There was a project called the Malden Dumbarton line, which was to be to have coal trains going up this line up the mountain. Hey David, how are you? Going up the mountain, and it never got completed. But down here, all these electric stanchions and whatnot was originally put in place for the electric freight locomotives that went up the mountain. I wouldn't say it looks like autumn, but it feels like spring. Norman, we got some trees that I've got a friend of mine that's got their plum trees and cherry trees and pears, peaches, all what do you call it? A blossom again, like in spring. Sorry, Ethan. I'm not going to have anyone else join my stream today because I'm on my phone and I just want to get on with this today because I'm not going to go for 2 hours like I normally do. So that anyway, when they changed the lines, when they put the 2 lines that go up the top here, a lot of the old station building where you see the formwork there, that was knocked down and only the signal box area at the front existed. And the platform on the other side was slightly extended by then. Can't remember quite how far it was that it was extended. You can actually see the original length went to about here. We'll walk it in a minute. And then they extended to where it is now. This side here is, as long as I pretty much remember it since I was a kid. Then when the electrification, the actual electrification of the passenger trains came in, that's when this station building here, the old original one got knocked down and this new one was put in place. Yeah, it's actually is quite nice and warm. It's quite pleasant. Now, under the stairways here, that was actually the original ramp that used to be able to go up onto the platform before this bridge was put in. I think the bridge was put in, hang on, 78, I think, 79. Yeah, I think it was 78 or 79 is when this bridge was put in place. Might have been even 77. Around about that period is when these when this bridge was put in place and they closed off the road. You right there, mate? You know there's no trains here today. No. You got to go across the road there and catch the bus. Where you going to Sydney?
Yeah, Sydney.
Yeah, just go up between the Ampole and the KFC. You'll get yeah. Yeah. No, they're doing some urgent work, so yeah. Yeah. Hate to see you standing here all day long. Here's our fancy ticket machines. If it was somebody else, I would have turned around and said I wouldn't have done anything. So, so this is where the original road used to come in, underneath here. Where this line is here, that used to be part of it. The guys used to walk down in here, close the gates on either side. I remember being stuck in between the tracks here where Mum and Dad used to travel. Well, no, well that's the reason why they're putting in the that's why they're doing the lifts at the moment. That's going to be for the wheelchair access. It's been there was a big stink over it because everyone up north have been getting it, but this one being the main station, that were actually, yeah, it got very political. Yeah, they do. As I said earlier in the stream, we do have buses running this weekend because since the patronage is going to be low, they are making the most of the good weather to do all the urgent track work up north, because especially from the rural north, there's a restricted train use up there. So so they're trying to make the most of it, get the tracks open so we can have 2 trains going through. Yeah. The bus station that's just up over there, you can pick up your KFC there, Thomas, and eat it on the bus on the way home. It was a rural area now, but it's very suburbia now, and it's growing. It's one of the major suburbs of my city of Wollongong. Now, excuse the noise. Now, this left track here used to originally go into this one here, but it all weaved in and out of itself. So the yard itself was designed pretty good. No, we had Greyhound here for a while, but Greyhound went bust. Well, sort of bust. Yeah, the government does a different setup over here compared to the US. So anyway, the other thing about this station was it used to be single line going to the south and up the north. Okay, who do I have here? Oh, hello, Rick. How are you? They used to use a system here called a staff exchange. Now, Ron, Bryce, he'd been over that, and Creep would be, and it used to be like a staff stick system for the single line operation. Here, the CTC or semi-CTC ended up here. And from here, they used a single line operation with the staff system going down south. It's almost an identical setup as what the English use. So it gives you a bit of an idea. It worked pretty well. The original building used to come up to roughly about to this line here. Is where the original building used to come up to. Walk down the other far end. Now, in scale feet, I measured it out. It's roughly about 5.5, 6 feet long, this platform. I do intend to model this when I get a permanent house. There is a lot of work to it. Another unique thing about this station was when the electric signaling used to come down to this part of the world, or this part of the line, it was known as the station that was over signaled. I will show you guys somewhere down the track when I start doing the layout, or something along the line there. Show you how many signals there used to be here. I'll give you guys an artist's impression. This is what they reckon the platform is going to look like with the new lifts. Oh, are you doing that, Rick, or is John doing that for you? Yeah, we know the truth of it. Now, the main road here that you see beside me, that is the original original Princess Highway, which is Australia's longest highway. It starts up the far north Queensland, and it basically follows the coastline right around Australia up to the top Western Australia. Yeah, they are. They're pretty much copying each other at the moment, Ron. Now, old Wally, which is the old station master of ours here, he passed away last year. He actually had one of the best looking rose gardens in this station. I mean, the work that he done was just amazing. So the original, he used to have a toilet blocks here, which is gone. So from there, the original, just bear with me for a moment, folks. I'm just trying to work this all out. Hopefully we get some. So I'm looking at the edge. Oh. Here we go. Now, the original platform ended about here. Here we go. Original platform ended up here. So that gave me an idea of the length of what the platform used to be on this side here. As I said, this was and still is the main line. Ah, yeah, well, that's what you're telling us, but we'll soon find out the truth. Okay, so the cattle rake used to be about here. Yeah, the cattle rake used to be here, where it's now the car park. And there was a set of points. There used to be a set of turnouts right about here. Yes, the cattle rake was on the turnout. So the cattle, where that white mark is, that's roughly where the turnout used to be. They were sharp. And used to zigzag its way across the way you see here. All the lines met into one. Now, the left line and the middle line there used to be a runoff. Well, a dead end. There is a picture floating around with one of the alcos, one of the big runaways. What's this, Thomas? To grab what? Oh, great. You're great, mate. You're a great mate there, Thomas. You really are. Probably not energized anyway.
Thomas is into snuff YouTube railroad videos.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't have super chat. I'm into this for the fun of it. I'm not here for the money side of it. I'm here to have fun and basically to meet new friends.
But money's fun.
Money's always handy. I mean, I'll give you guys my PayPal account detailing and send it into there. Or just send it to the Western Union. That'll be fine. Anyway, there was a case where on the middle line here, because that was the main line, this middle line here, that was the main line taking you up to Don Barton, which is up the mountain. Now, we did have a derailment here, or runaway back in, I think it was 73 or 74. It was 74. I think that's when they decided they're going to put the bridge in. Now, we had the 45 class Alco that came down the line, and where you see that last tree there, there's a creek there, just past it. The locomotive ended up coming down so quick down that mountain that it pretty much jumped the creek. Yeah, I'm not monetized. That's right. Yeah, I'm not monetized. I don't want to go down that path. It opens up too many complications, especially with the copyright things. So basically, it all came into a single line here. Actually, I make a correction. The original platform did finish here. Sorry, I lied, guys. Sorry, my information was incorrect. Because this is still the original walkway down from when I was when I used to come down here in the mid-70s, late 70s and 80s. Yeah. Memory's not as good as it used to be. Which kits we talking about? Hang on. Did I put this on 18 and over or not? Anthony?
What's that?
Is my stream 18 plus yet or not? I don't think I did put an 18 plus. Well,
I'm only on standby today, so it's okay at 16.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. I still got that warning. So yeah. From MA plus. This alignment here for this line here is reasonably the same still, I believe. I'll have to go back and dig up the plans for that. I think it's not. No, it's not, because this track here used to go in between those two turnouts there. That's right, it did too. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at the track plan or the track plans for it. So this is this side of the platform. I'll start walking my way back. I do have permission to get the pictures of the original Unidera station. So we'll actually put something on during a week of what this station used to look like before the electrification and before the modification of the tracks. Now, with this side of the platform, this isn't the original length. This side has been extended. Now, before anyone asks a question, you see these numbers here, like the 6, the 8, and the 10. What they actually refer to is with our passenger trains, that's basically where they need to stop. Now, the 8 car that you see there with a H, that was actually for the old V sets that used to come down here. But because the V sets are still in the system, they're still going to use that. No, creepy, not this week, mate. I got a house inspection this week, and I got to clean my place up, and can't do it with the rain, mate. You can have it up there, but I don't want it down here. So, that tower there, they came in the 80s. That's our communication tower for the railroad. Now, when I do this station, I'm going to put it to the state before that bridge came in. Where we actually had the where we did actually have the original roadway going through. Huh? Gap? What gap? What am I missing out on here? Are you stirring up trouble still there, Thomas?
No, he was just saying your Mind the Gap could be your thumbnail slide.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it also says stand behind the yellow line. It don't say which side is behind and mind the gap. Yeah, okay. Original length of the platform, that's a 2-car mark. So original, this side of the platform, or platform, I don't know what they're calling it now, but this used to be the platform 2. Started from here and finished roughly about, I'll walk up to it, about where that Junction is. Now, I don't know if you guys see my 2-car depth set or 2-car passenger train that I have, the diesel. This platform was big enough to fit that in here. No, we're not. No, only ones that are convicts by birth are the ones that actually their ancestors got bought over by the ship, but my folks paid their way over, so they weren't convicts. Oh, thanks. But then again, I broke the tradition, didn't I? I didn't stick to the family ways. Yeah, I adopt the Australian ways. But that's another one. And as you see, we got the safety rails instead of ribbons, like what they use in the US. There is work coming up here shortly, so I'll try to come down and get progressive photos of it, of the construction. But I know there's going to be a lot of construction going on while I'm in the US, I believe. Yeah, true, Norman. Yeah, so the original junction used to be where you see the line kicking to the left. The original southern junction used to be just by where that bend is. There's not really much resemblance now of what used to be at this location. I'm not going to go down there because that's now restricted access from this gate, and too many cameras here. I don't want to get into trouble this close to coming over to the US. I am really looking forward to going to the US, so I don't want to get in any trouble. I know you guys like to see trouble, but yeah, no. But yeah, so this is basically in their station. So if anyone's got any questions, now's the time to ask. Oh, no questions. Oh, okay. Must have been informative. Where you got the sculpt there, that used to be the original Commonwealth Bank. That grey building there used to be the original hardware. Actually, I might take a stroll. I might show you guys the second oldest. All
right, take care, Mel's.
Yeah, Mel's, take care. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your support. I'm going to walk down. It's not far, it's only around the corner. To what used to be my old school.
They didn't burn it down?
Pardon?
They didn't burn it down after you were there?
No. No. Oh, no. Oh, hell no. No, it's the second oldest school in our area. I know some of you guys might like what they've done to it. I'm a bit disappointed they did it now, but yeah, I was really disappointed. The building's still there. It used to be the library and arts class when I was in that school. But now, Woolworths has taken over the site of the old school, and they've utilised the old building. They utilise it for something nice too. I still got battery power. Actually, this gives me an opportunity to show you guys a story, how my story works on my layout. I know it's quiet, it's Easter, but this is the main street of Yenandera. That structure's there, still the original from my childhood. The gas station, it's always been one, but that's been changed. Those corner shops, they've changed in time. And so this used to be the meatworks. One of them, they're a wholesaler. It was a quaint little town. Now, I'll let the traffic die down a little bit. Well, it's funny as you say it, Norman. Yeah, the stagecoach days. Yes, this was the main highway. And it was the main highway right up to 82, 83. That's when the bypass, the freeway came in place. So, okay, how the story works on my layout. Now, some of you guys that have been following me for a while know that Berkeley has got no trains. Now, along this street here, takes me to my home and back again. So, in the morning, you used to come down here to these lights to catch, which is the bus stop down there, catch the bus. Now, depending on which side of the pedestrian crossing I was, decided with whether I catch a train to school / go to Sydney or go to the bus stop. Well, a lot of times I didn't want to go to high school because, long story short, I actually didn't take the day off to have fun. I actually taken the days off from school to catch up with my homework and schoolwork. So, yeah, I didn't get up to too much mischief when I was taking days off. No, not these ones, creepy. You know the one that I'm talking about. Yeah. Well, just down the road here, there's actually photos from before the bridge was put in. When they used to have the bullocks and carts used to go through the river. 7-Eleven. Yeah, we've got our first 7-Eleven here. It's way down the other end, way in the distance. And yes, they are owned by Indians. Now this is the bus stop where I caught the bus. Was meant to catch the bus to school. And here you go. This is my old school. Well, what's left of it. The building was actually made in 1877, where the shops are in the background there. They used to be part of the school grounds and classrooms. Slurpees. Norman, I think you'll prefer what's in my old school building. It's now turned into a bottle shop. It sells alcohol. Because here you cannot buy alcohol in your 7-Eleven. So, yeah, it's been turned into a bottle shop. That's better than 7-Eleven. Don't you think, Anthony?
Depends on what mood I'm in.
Well, exactly. But I'd like to see yours old school get turned into something useful.
My old school, my high school was a Jesuit high school, and it's still a Jesuit high school. I don't think you're going to get anything other than the sacristy wine.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, they did end up moving the school from here up a lot closer.
Had red noses.
Hey?
A few of the priests at my school had red noses.
Okay, we got somebody here. He's been a Chinese restaurant here as long as I can remember. I believe it's now in the. Excuse Harley Davidson's. I believe it's there now the fourth or fifth generation.
That's impressive.
Oh, and Thomas, when I was in this school, this was basically what you guys call elementary school. I loved it here. While I was in this school, I loved it. I had hell in high school. Until the people seeing what I'm like when you push. Yeah, high school was hell for me. I was picked on, bullied on, and everything else like that. Pretty much through my minimum 4 years of high school. And I hated it. I wanted to change high school, but my folks said no. So that's the other reason why a lot of times I used to catch the train to Sydney instead of going to high school. Now, if you guys want to see my Fun Day Friday, the police station's just to the end on the right there. I'll go to a spot where there's a lot of historical photos being made. Down here at Charcoal Creek. There's actually a lot of photos of bullocks and horse and carts and whatnot going down through this creek bed. It's in the historical archives of the area. You guys can imagine, like the rains that we had here, this used to always flood. I can't remember when they put the bridges in, but I believe it was somewhere 1910 or 1920, thereabouts. Don't quote me on it, I could be wrong. Now this creek actually flows up to the mountain, up not far from where I used to live. And it actually comes up to, used to come up to Mount Kembla. Actually, this gives you an idea how much water came down the mountain. This is all covered in full of reeds and whatnot, and they've just flushed it all out. The water level came up close to that pipe.
Oh.
So we had good steady rain through here, and the railway line you can just see. You can see the main line just over the other side there. So when I was at school, during our recesses and lunch times, you used to be able to see the trains come through. During the lunchtime, we used to have the milk and paper train come up from Nowra. Some of that used to go to some used to be you go to Wollongong, and the rest of it went to Sydney. And one of the oldest structures that's still about is the old library community hall. Next creek up the top there, that's Allen's Creek. All these creeks here end up coming out to the steelworks. Need a drink of water. I'm holding off for the time being. I won't explain here why, but yeah, no. This building here, Murphy's Bar and Grill, one of the best restaurants in town. But that used to be the state national birth, marriage, and death registrar. So now they actually turn it into a restaurant. Why there's no dogs in the neighbourhood? Yeah, that's a good question, Thomas. I don't live here anymore, so it's not so much the dogs, it's the cats. They reckon cats taste like chicken. But we're not going to go there. Actually, that's more common down in Melbourne than it is down up here, where the Chinese use cats and dogs for the substitute for chicken meat. So all the Americans going to Melbourne, be aware of what you eat. Don't go to a Chinese restaurant down there. So there you got the side of my old elementary school. One thing that disappoints me about this development is when I was here at this school for the centennial, we actually had a time capsule put in by our students, And one of the World War heroes, it was the country's governor, Sir Robert Cutler. And when they redeveloped this, they've actually moved the capsule, which really, a time capsule is meant to be put in the ground and left alone. And it was meant to be left there for 100 years. Now, the time capsule, I remember, if you guys can see, was roughly about where the footpath is now. I mean, seriously. Well, just to the right of the, yeah, about where the footpath is. I mean, seriously, they could have turned it into a park. You know, there's a lot of historical significance in this part of our city. And anything south of Wollongong, a lot of it's being forgotten. It might be a rant or whatnot, but yeah, we're some of the historical things like that, especially when it has nothing to do with violence or anything like that, it should have been left alone. But because of designers and corporates, yeah, they had to go ahead and destroy it. Even they also put a time capsule in there for some reason. I don't know what it was for. When my brother was in, but when my brother went into this school, and that was buried pretty much next to it, and even that went. But the thing that pissed Jesus me off is that this time capsule was one of the last capsules that the war hero, Sir Robert Cutler, that served in both World War One and World War Two, he was here to put that capsule in the ground. Oh, mine was too, David. Where yeah, they had a real good model wooden train set in my kindergarten days, and boy, did I fight for it. Literally. The other half, now the kindergarten side, here, this will make a lot of you guys laugh. The kindergarten side, which is on the other side of this building, here, that's been actually, just let me get this, that's actually been turned into a nursing home, an old age nursing home. So you're pretty much on the other side of the shopping centre. You're pretty much start and finish where your starting point and finishing point is at the same spot.
Never.
Yes, Norman, you can say we are roof smart, solar smart here. We have received a lot of grants from the state and federal governments to implement the solar panels for electricity, especially in the last 6 to 7 years. It's one of the ways for us going greener. Here we go again. Okay. Yes, another way is us going greener. And we've also had hot water systems now for the last 30 odd years. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the stream here. It looks like my phone's about to die again. Thank you all for watching. I will not be streaming next Sunday, as I will be going up to Sydney for Anzac Day's commemorations. So, Anthony, you can use my time slot.
Okay.
Okay. And everyone, please stay safe, have fun, and enjoy your Easter weekend. And I'll talk to you all guys through the week. Thanks for helping me out too, Anthony.
No problem. Glad to help. Take care, everybody. Have a great evening. Have a nice Easter Sunday if you celebrate. Have a great Sunday, even if you don't celebrate. Take care.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks a lot, and we'll catch you soon. Bye.